Hi everyone, this is Heba from my little journal, and today I'm going to be working in my project life. This is week 25, 2017, and you guys, I had loads of pictures for this week. Sometimes that happens to me if something major is happening that week. So we had two different things happening in one week, which was our Eid holidays, and my sister flew in from abroad to visit. So I decided to add this 9x12 page protector to add all those pictures that I collected from that one day. Once I choose my cards and what I want to add on this layout, I'm going to grab my title card and I'm going to stamp out week 25 with my Figure Crafts stamp set. And because this stamp set doesn't have numbers, I'm just going to go through my stickers and add 25 to my title card. I also feel like it needs something more, so I go through my little labels and I find one that says Smile Worthy, and I'm just going to add that right next to week 25. I'm just grabbing my Sharpie paint pen and I will be adding some depth to my letters. I like doing that because it really makes a difference. So I'm moving on to this 4x6 picture of my family. Now, I love taking pictures of my family, and the only way I can do it is just doing a selfie. It's not perfect, but I love that it's not perfect because I have these scattered throughout my album. It's really fun to look back and see these little selfies of your family. So don't wait for a big moment, just take those pictures. I just added a stamp with some white ink and I added Better Together. And then I'm moving on to this 3x4 picture of the kids and I find this circle label that I thought I could stamp in it and then just kind of set it to the edge of my picture, which I really like how it turns out, but I stamped "You're the good part." I'm also going to grab my tiny attacher and staple down that label, but I feel like it needs something more, so I'm going to add a little border to that half circle. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to that family picture, that 4x6 picture of my family. We never get to be together all at once, and we thought this was a perfect moment to take a picture. Now, we weren't prepared for that, so I had to use my iPhone, and it turned out pretty good. It was okay. I had to kind of play a little bit and switch it up to black and white because the colors weren't that great, but it's still going to go in my little project life because it's an amazing memory to keep. And of course I had to use one of my stamps, and I stamp out Big Day in white ink on my black and white picture. Now, you guys know that I'm not a big fan of journaling in my project life, but I've been doing it lately just to try to get myself into it and doing it more often, I guess. I'm still not a big fan, but I'm doing it. I decided to use this 3x4 card to add Eid to my card because that's the big occasion that we were celebrating. Of course, I will be using that large Figure Crafts stamp. This stamp has been great for me. It helps me kind of create my own card. So I'm going to stamp that out. Then I will go back and put those stickers back on my card, and then I'm going to journal. So when I stamped out that Feed Your Craft stamp, I think I stamped it slightly crooked. So I decided to grab my pen and just add a messy border, and that way that fixes that crookedness on that card. I believe I'm done with this side of my layout. I'm going to flip that page protector and start on the other side. Now this is the same day, so you see that I had a lot of pictures. I still had a lot more, but these are the pictures I chose for my layouts. Now I will go through my cards. I'm gonna try to stick to this. I really want to use that Fiesta like there's no mañana, and I really want to use that card, so I'm keeping it all in the same color theme. So I'm going for more pinks on this side of the layout. I'm gonna start with this 4x6 picture of happiness. This picture is literally full of happiness, and I find this sticker that says you're never fully dressed without a smile, because we're all smiling and happy, and it worked very well for that picture. I'm gonna go through my embellishments and add a little tag that says "So happy together" on this picture of my adorable little niece, and I believe I do staple it down also. But I want to work on that 3x4 card with these little pink flowers. It's very subtle, very cute, so I decide to stamp on it. Of course, I'm going to grab my Feed Your Craft stamp set that I've been using on these layouts. It's the Better Together stamp set, and I really love this stamp set. It just works for family, friends, partners. So I decide to stamp out the paper dolls, and then I will try to stamp We Just Connect right in the center. It doesn't happen for me, but you guys know I don't care, and I just leave it as it is. I was really trying to get it right in the middle, in between the arms or the hands, but it does not work, and you will see I'm slightly off, but it's okay. So I'm going to grab that 4x6 picture of the amazing Arabic sweets that we get when we go to my mom's house. Of course, I had to take a picture of this beautiful table, and I decided to stamp "So Good." Now, I don't know why, but later on, I thought to myself, why didn't I stamp it with white ink right in the middle of my chocolate cake? I don't know what it was, why I didn't do that, but now I'm gonna go back to my layout and do that, because I think it would look so much better if I did that in the get-go, but sometimes that happens. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to add to that 3x4 card, and then I remember I have these speech bubbles from my Studio Calico kit, so I'm gonna grab that pink one with a little heart in the middle, and I will just add it right next to "Do Good," and I call that one done. So I'm done with my insert, and I'm going to start working on my 12x12 layout, which is the pictures that happened throughout the week that weren't major, but of course I still want to document. Once I choose my cards, I'm going to start with that title card, and my title card obviously is not going to be my week's card, but it's a card, it's a filler card. So I'm gonna go through these Dear Lizzie phrases that I really like and thought I can add one right in the middle of the flower. And I choose the one that says good vibes, and all I'm gonna do is stick that down right in the center of my flower. So my kids wanted to make some sushi, and they planned the whole thing out. They made their father take them, get all the ingredients they needed. So I thought using the stamp set that said dream it, do it, plan it worked really well. So I decided to stamp it right across from that sushi mat, and it fit perfectly. I was so happy that it fit, and it's very subtle, so I like how that looks. So I guess this time around I remembered to use some white ink to stamp out yum, and I will stamp it out just around my plate. I really like how that looks. I should be doing that more often. It looks pretty neat. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to that 3x4 card that says obsessed. And really, I was so obsessed with my kids' sushi. They've done it a few times since then, and we really, really enjoyed it. So I'm just going to journal about their sushi. So if you've been watching my Project Life process videos, you know about the rain here in Georgia. You guys, it's been raining day in and day out. I'm not joking. So of course I have to document our rainy days. I found this label that says like sunny, cloudy, and stormy, and I will be circling stormy. And I'll add that label right above my journaling. I just journaled about how much rain we've gotten. Then I'm going to move on to that picture of John Ossoff. Now, I don't know if you've heard of him, but I live in Georgia and it was on the news 24/7. I'm telling you guys, we did not have a break until he lost. And to me, it was heartbreaking. So I decided to use my Feed Your Craft in the headlines stamp set. This stamp set is perfect when you add little news clips to your project life, and I like to add news clips to my project life. But all I did was stamp out that little box, and I'm gonna stamp out heartbreaking and in the headlines. I can't make up my mind if I want this stamp to be stamped out in black ink or did I want to add a little bit of color, but I do end up using the box and that I think heartbreaking in black ink, and then I will stamp out headlines with the yellow ink. I did end up cutting a lot of that out from my video because I don't want to bore you with my indecisiveness. Once I'm done with that, I'm cutting it out and I will be stapling it to that 4x6 picture. Moving on to my last 3x4 card, I want to journal about the elections. So I decide to stick to that same stamp set and I will stamp out current events. When I stamp it out, it didn't stamp out evenly. I didn't like how that looks, so I will end up stamping it on some white cardstock and covering up what I stamped in the first place just to kind of fix it, and that was a simple fix. And I also stamped out local news. Okay, you guys, I believe I am done with my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.